moms are doing law school at all different stages and ages and making it work. So that's just that's a bit of like advice. Like you're like, if someone's listening and they're thinking, oh, well, they've got new babies. Well, my kids are in school or they're old enough to tell me they miss me. And that's hard. I know other friends and they're doing it and they're doing it well.
This podcast is a production of Widener Law Commonwealth in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. For more information, visit commonwealthlaw.widener.edu/podcast.
Thank you for being here. This is what I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Because you guys are like boss moms. So if anybody needs advice of doing law school and being a mom, it would be like you do. Aww. And others too. They're also boss moms too. But you guys, I feel like, are top tier.
I don't know. I've met a couple moms in law school, and I think
they all rock.
Who can do it, they all rock. We're surrounded by a really great community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about so you guys, we all met, I think, when we started law school here at Widener. And then all of a sudden, you guys brought two babies to our
little law school babies.
Yeah, little law school babies during these hectic 3 years. So tell us a little bit about like your experience. So whoever wants to go first.
Sure. So I enrolled at Widener being a full-time student, and then I got pregnant my 1L year, spring semester, and I made the decision to then go to the extended division part-time. So thankfully Widener has that option for me. And then I gave birth to my daughter December 12th of 2022. And I decided to take off that semester, spring semester, because I couldn't imagine going back with like a 3-week-old.
Yes.
So, it was a hard decision to make. I was like, if she's going to be early in November, maybe I can go back. But then I decided to take off the spring and I stayed home with her. And then I came back to classes. I took a summer course, and then I came back this fall.
She is so cute.
Oh, thank you. She's starting to get hair.
Yes. She was a bald baby.
She still is. It's like a little mullet in the back now, but yeah, thank you.
She's all your husband.
Yeah, she's like definitely.
You just carried her.
All daddy. All daddy. Yeah.
And then Gabby, your experience?
Yeah, so mine, people are going to think that's crazy, but my husband and I, we absolutely plan to get pregnant. So I said, I want to get pregnant August of my second year. Wow. And if I got pregnant in August, which is like the very beginning of the fall semester, then I would be due in May. And so
great planning.
It was great planning. By the grace of God, it all worked out, like perfect timing. And then I took my last final, and I remember them saying, like, the honor code says something like, if you start this final and you cannot finish it, you will not be able to take it to like the next time this class is offered. And I'd always be like, this is me, because I'd be like super pregnant. And thank God I never had to
guys that everybody, I don't mean to interrupt you, everybody was thinking, is Gabby gonna give birth in the middle of this final?
Yeah,
everyone was
like, this is gonna be, everyone told me, yeah, Gabby, I'm gonna need you to give birth in the middle of our sales final. So that way,
sales and leases.
Yeah. That way I can claim like an emotional time, and that way automatic aids for everyone.
I helped her give birth.
I helped her. It was very important that I was there. So, had that, and then I don't even remember what date that final was, but it was like 2 or 3 days after finals. We welcomed our Hazel Grace May 16th.
They literally took the finals with you.
Yeah.
They literally did.
Yeah.
Like, how did you guys manage the stress levels of like being pregnant and law school? Because like, don't they want, like, obviously I don't have kids, but like, don't they want like you guys not to be really stressed?
Yeah, it's not good to be stressed. So, I really wasn't stressed when I was pregnant. I don't know. I had a lot going on. I bought a house that same summer, and we were renovating it. And I just I don't know. I wasn't really stressed. Yeah, my husband's very calming, and my family too. So I feel like
you surrounded yourself.
Yeah, I have a really, really good support system. But yeah, I wasn't really stressed pregnant.
Wow. Were you stressed, Gabby?
I wasn't stressed, but I was tired. Oh man, the naps. By the end, I was like, I really count on my afternoon nap to get through the day.
I don't know how you guys did it, because to me, like an outsider, you're like, how, like, I'm struggling to do my work and I'm like so stressed doing my work and I get pissed off. And then I'm like, imagine like having another, like a baby on top of that. You're like,
You
have
adjust.
every
Yeah.
right to be mad at that point.
I think that there's just like women are just so incredible.
Yes.
And
That's true.
when a woman has something, and I won't call it a challenge because I mean, yes, children, they have challenges and there's obstacles, but we always rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
Just women in general, no matter what it is. And so motherhood or law school or whatever the journey is, I think you just rise to the occasion and okay, I've got to take care of my kid. I've got to take care of my body. I've got to take care of law school. And you just do.
It's
I don't know
like,
how it happens,
do
but
it.
you just do it.
Yeah, you really do.
it's
You
like
change.
how the men, they like when they get a cold, they're like, they can't move for like 3 days, and the moms, they have colds and they're doing everything. Like,
yeah.
that's definitely like crazy. And you guys do that. And I admire you guys because I don't know how you do it.
I always say I'm so thankful that like women are the ones who get pregnant because I would rather be pregnant for 4 years than have to deal with my husband if he was pregnant for like a month. I would.
Complaining, morning sickness.
Morning sickness.
Yeah,
Men aren't meant to do
tired.
that.
Did your husbands like this? Sometimes they say that like men also get like the symptoms too of like
Oh.
pregnancy. I've heard that. I don't know. Maybe it was like from like TV where like they'll be the ones that are like getting the morning sickness, and you're like,
no. They're
Oh.
probably eating like more junk food. Like so horribly when I was pregnant. I was just, you just have cravings and.
did you guys have like crazy cravings during like classes and stuff?
No, I was really thirsty. I don't know about you. I just was so thirsty.
I
I
was
like
very
always had a Gatorade, ice pops. Yeah.
You guys
just-
came prepared to
I
class.
just- yeah.
So I ate a cantaloupe every day.
You were always eating in property too.
I ate a whole cantaloupe every day. I should have had stock in the cantaloupe business. I think because I was also always thirsty.
Always so
And
thirsty,
it was just so like cold
And having to be
and
all the time,
hydrated.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fruit was so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, I think it was, we were like right across from like property, and I was like, that's your daughter eating. That's not you. That's your daughter. She's the one that's hungry.
I always had snacks. Always.
I don't blame you. I would be like eating so much too, because you're eating for two.
You're so hungry. Mhm.
So I have a theory that getting pregnant in the fall is the ideal time because let me tell you, you're pregnant over Thanksgiving, Christmas, and it's really hot over the summer.
Yeah.
And so you miss that.
And also your baby, you have your baby and the weather's nice. So you can go out in strollers and be outside. That's a game changer. I would definitely, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So would you guys now looking back, would you change anything in terms of like, maybe I would have taken like the semester off instead of, because you planned your pregnancy. So like, do you think that it just at the end, it like worked out perfectly, or what did you change?
I think it was as perfect as it could have been. So
Okay.
giving birth in May, and then I had off till August when the 3L semester came back around. I think that was as good of a time as I could have gotten just to keep the same timeline. I
Mhm.
mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I cried the entire way from York County to law school.
Oh, yeah.
My first day because it's so hard to leave them. You grow them. They're a part of you.
The mom
And
guilt.
The mom
Mom
guilt.
guilt.
It's so real.
But it was as perfect as it could have been.
Okay. What about you, Helene? Would have taken the semester off?
Yeah, my husband always says, thank goodness you took that semester off because my daughter was born with like a muscle imbalance in her neck. I told you before, we used to go to physical therapy once a week. So I had to do that for a whole year. She just like finally got done in February. And then, my little champ. And because of that, she had to wear a cranial helmet. So then we were going to the orthopedic therapist once a week. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm at all these. And then when you have a baby, you're at the doctor's all the time in the beginning. I was like, thank goodness I took the semester off. I would not be able to figure out, taking care of her and going to her different doctor's appointments and therapy. And then she was an awful sleeper. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, she had a really bad 4-month regression.
Yeah, but thinking about that, like imagine being in law school and like not being able to take that month off and like doing all of that on top, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot. Yeah.
I would have gone crazy already.
Yeah. So having that spring semester off was great. I'm like, you know what? I pushed back my graduation date till May of 2025, but I was able to do things with her that I would have felt like terrible if I couldn't do with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing that Widener is like very flexible in that
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
And very understanding too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we have our whole lives to be attorneys,
Yeah.
but our children, they're only small ones, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, it goes so fast. And like, that sounds really annoying
But it's
until
true, right?
you're there. And then you're like,
Mhm.
it goes fast. That first smile, the giggles, the laughs, like
Yeah.
that's precious.
So Hazel's how old now?
10 months.
So is she saying like any word?
She says, mama, kind of dada, and pop pop.
Aw.
And then Ava, she speaks a little, right?
Yeah. Her first word was car.
Okay, now you know what she wants. So she's like 16.
She's like, car. But yeah, she says a few words, like maybe 6 words, and she's walking, and it's a lot of fun.
She's so cute.
Thank you.
Hers is
It's
so
like
cute,
so
too.
fun seeing them develop. It really is like unbelievable. It's like, oh my gosh, like it's wild. You see them, first roll over, then they start crawling, and then one day she just like got up and started walking, and now she's running, and yeah, it's unbelievable.
So
Yeah, that's
Hazel's not running yet?
Not yet. So
Oh.
this week she started taking just a couple steps.
Oh, that's
So
great. That's
we've-
early.
Yeah, honestly, she just really likes to explore, and I think she's kind of nosy like me.
Yeah.
So like the ability to be mobile, she's like, I need this to go touch more stuff.
And that
So-
works out perfectly because we're graduating, thank God, in a couple weeks. And like now you can actually like spend time with her like outside, like running and stuff. And are you guys gonna do like swim lessons with them?
Yeah,
too?
Ava did swim.
Oh.
Yeah, and gymnastics.
Oh my God.
Just crawls on the floor. But yeah, just
She might get her little like medal.
yeah, it's like good for moms too to get out there because none of my friends that live near me have like kids my like Ava's age. They're either
Mhm.
older, or my best friend that has a child, she lives far away. So it's nice for moms to go and to do these classes just to meet other moms that are in a similar situation with kids the same age. So
Oh.
yeah, that's a
Same
big
thing with
thing.
you, Gab.
I mean, Hazel's not in any sports quite yet, but I have a lot of mom friends just from like church and
Okay.
school and wherever, not law school, but just like actually my high school. And a lot of my friends are in the same stage, which is really great. Just to have that like understanding of, hey, like this is what's up, this is what we're doing, and they get it. But also to have friends that are like slightly ahead in the process,
Mhm.
because I would always be like, is this normal? Did your kid do this?
Yeah.
So
were your parents like really, both of you, like very supportive when it came
Mhm.
to like basically like with like schoolwork, right? Like I'm like, hey, here's the baby.
Yeah.
Let me do work. So that's good. That helps out too. Because
Yeah. I couldn't do it without my parents and my in-laws and my husband. They sacrifice a lot for me to go to school, which is great,
Yeah.
That's a priority right now. So it's nice. I have my parents and my in-laws watch Ava during the week. Yeah.
good. So, but then that's great because like they're gonna grow up with their grandparents.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you do remember that as a kid. Like, oh, like grandma, grandpa did this, and then
yeah, absolutely. We're in the same boat. My parents and my in-laws, they watch Hazel while I go to school and my husband works. And especially when they're young and they can't talk, I really do
I
prefer that
know.
they're like with like family.
yeah.
So that gives me a lot of like peace of mind that like she's with somebody who just like loves her like almost as much as I do probably.
Oh,
Mhm.
I would be
And-
petty. I would be like, I'm gonna make my kids suffer the same way I did. Just kidding.
Oh, not if they're grandparents. The rules are
supposedly
different.
It's different. Yeah, they
Very.
say that. They're more
Yeah.
lenient.
Oh yeah.
Like they're
yeah.
way more like
Yeah.
You spoil
My
your
parents,
grandchildren.
yeah, my parents were both in the Navy. So like growing
wow.
up, it was like, you will clean this mess right now. Like,
Wow.
and like our house was always in like tip top shape. There was never a mess. You could never do anything.
Hazel can do
and-
no wrong.
Hazel could do no wrong. She makes
Yeah.
messes. My parents don't mind. And I learned, and I didn't know that it was different with grandkids until my brother has children. And I heard my mom, who would always be like, this mess can't be here. I heard her say, do you want to clean your mess? Or would you like Glammy to clean your mess?
Oh my god.
And I almost fell over. I didn't know that was an
Plot twist.
option.
What was this 20 years ago?
So, I mean, but I'm happy that she's and good care. And I couldn't do it without my parents and my
Oh my God.
husband and my support systems, everything. I would not be
Yeah.
here without them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
No, that's great that your parents are like so involved and that your husbands are so involved because just like, circling it back to this environment, like it would be like crazy. It's
Mhm.
crazy. But that's very, that's so admirable about you guys and all the other moms at Widener is like there's some, I think there was last year, who was the lady who had like 7 kids? I don't remember.
Good for her. That's amazing. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I don't know her either, but wow.
I think it was like she had a couple kids and she was like top of her class.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you guys, like, are these kids helping you case breed? Like, like, how are you doing it? Like,
there honestly is nothing more motivating in life than having a child and a daughter, especially. And then like I think of my family too. Everyone's making a lot of sacrifices. So I'm like, yeah, I have to do well. Like
yeah.
that pushes you so far.
Do you guys feel like you have like this pressure because you guys have kids now where you have to like, I got to make it for her, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Or...
Like even if I didn't have her, I would always do it. Very determined, but especially now, I want to I put more effort in. I'm doing better than I ever have in my grades and stuff. And I feel like my daughter is
It's like your motivator.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Like everything
Yeah.
you do is for them.
Yeah, I just feel like ditto everything you just said. My grades went up
Wow.
when I got pregnant, and they've continued to go up since having Hazel.
Everyone, that's the key. Have a baby. Have a baby.
We should get married first.
Just
Speed
yeah.
it up. You want to be on live review? Have a baby.
Have a baby.
So let's talk a little bit about mental health. How's your like mental health now, if you wanna?
To be honest, I'll be very honest.
We
And real.
love real.
Postpartum was very hard for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's like a real thing. They're like, oh, postpartum only lasts 6 weeks. I'm like, absolutely not. The hormones that go through your body and then just dealing with the stress of being a mom and you're just so nervous. You don't want to do anything wrong. There's a lot of pressure on you. So I had a lot of like partum anxiety. I don't know if I had depression, but definitely like, days when you're in a funk and stuff. But it gets better. And that's what I would tell any mom that's like going through that right now. It gets better. Like,
How would you describe? So obviously, like they talk about postpartum depression. Like obviously, like me, I don't have kids, but like you're like, okay, but like I already have depression, so it's like, what would be the difference between postpartum? Is it like when you give birth and then like you feel sad after
I
giving
think
the baby?
it's a huge chemical imbalance because
yeah.
you have so many hormones in your body, and then there's just a sudden release of that when you give birth,
Wow.
and your body takes years. I think they said like 2 years
Yes.
before like things like even like your like mineral levels and everything actually reach back to where they were like pre-baby. And I don't know. I'm not I don't know the exact
You didn't
everything,
have
but
postpartum depression yet?
I didn't have postpartum depression,
No.
but I definitely felt like sometimes I would have like separation, like stress.
It's like
or-
anxiety
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
It's really hard when I would leave Hazel in the beginning. Really hard.
Wow.
So
So like the postpartum depression it's so common now, right? Like a lot of women have it.
I think so. Like my friends I've talked to, I feel like a lot of people do have it, but I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it either. I don't know if they, feel, I don't know, bad talking about it, but because you're not supposed to be sad, it's like supposed to be the happiest time of your life.
I was like,
When you are
how
happy, it's just like you become a different person, and sometimes you're just like, wow, like your life is just so different, and sometimes that takes, a little bit of time to adjust to.
Do you guys feel like, I don't mean to interrupt, like, do you guys feel like after having your baby, they also say, I watch a lot of reality TV.
I love reality TV.
This is why I know so much about like baby stuff. I was telling you, like,
Real
the baby
Housewives?
Brezza and like all this, like,
You know your stuff.
yeah, I know my stuff because I have a lot of nieces and nephews.
Yes.
Stop having kids, cousins. I can't be the rich aunt for everybody. Do you feel like now that you had your babies that sometimes it says like you have to find yourself again, like once you like have your baby, because like then you get used to being like for example, like you're Helene and then you have your baby, so you're now Ava's mom. But then it's like, wait, okay, this is fun, this is cool, but then how am I going to be Helene again? Like not lose yourself while you're still being a mom. Like, where you still do the stuff that you still enjoy? Like,
Yeah.
are you able, did you feel
Now
like
I
that
am,
way?
but in the beginning it's so hard because you don't have no time. Like
Yeah.
you have no time. Like the time you do have is when they're napping, you're trying to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it takes a while. And then you get so obsessed with the baby stuff. Like you're constantly like worrying about their feeding, their sleep, these regressions, doctor appointments. You get very, as you should, obsessed with your child. But yeah, you do kind of lose a little bit of yourself, but you get it back. You get your time back. It's like the newborn stage is so, temporary.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
also?
I definitely think there's like an adjustment period where you have to figure out who am I? Who am I as a mom? Who am I as a wife?
Mhm.
Because I've been married for, it was almost 7 years before we had Hazel. And so I got married right out of high school. I was 19.
Wow.
And so we just waited. And so all that time it was always just, oh, my husband and I, oh, you want to pick up and go here?
Mhm.
You want to go travel? And we would do exotic travel, like backpacking through Jordan or something. And that was like a huge part of my identity and who like I thought I was. And while I still love to travel and do those things, I just took a flight to Florida and my husband said, I don't know when we're gonna fly with Hazel again.
Oh,
Was
was it bad?
It wasn't that great. It wasn't that great.
Did you
But
have like the mom like stress and sweats? I always get the mom stress in public.
yeah, well, it's like, I don't like, I get babies cry, but not everyone does. And so
Yeah.
I feel guilty in public
Is
when
it
like
the stress, like you guys, like the mom stress, like is it because you don't want to bother other people with like the baby
Mhm.
crying and stuff? Because there's people that are very like rude, like some people like
Mhm.
that they're very like mean to moms, and it's
Yeah.
like, yo, like I can't control it. Like
thankfully I've never had a bad encounter. Even on this flight to Florida,
Good.
everyone was like, oh, hello. And then my daughter would stop crying because everyone was noticing her. So I've never had a bad experience, but it's readjusting, just figuring out like, hey, how do we travel with kids? Maybe it looks like we're gonna take some beach vacations, stay local, explore here more. I don't know. So, but it didn't ever feel like our life stopped. I think we just like started a new chapter, and it's a really good chapter.
So you like adjusted your life with her, like incorporating her into like what you guys already were doing.
Yeah.
So
So she's just gonna learn. Yeah.
Yeah, she travels more than all of us. I love
Does she have a passport?
So I have the application
Okay.
and I need to go file it, but let me tell you the funniest story.
Yeah.
So to get a passport, you have to have your eyes forward, mouth closed, and head perfectly straight. I went to Walgreens to get this girl's photo and she smiled the whole time. After 40 minutes of her giggling at the guy, mouth wide open, they're like, none of these photos will work. I said, thank you, I'm going home.
Oh my God.
So finally got a passport photo, so we need to do that. So I think I'm going to convince my husband for a barcation. We're going to go to Brazil.
Ooh.
30 hours with a baby on the flight. I don't need to be crazy.
No.
You need a little challenge, right?
You need a little challenge.
After taking the bar exam, right?
Yes. No, I
Yeah.
think once you take the bar exam, that's going to be child's play with the baby on the plane.
Yeah, for sure, probably. So.
And Ava, she has a little passport or not?
No,
yet?
no.
Not yet?
I actually have to redo my passport. That you just reminded me to do that. But I'm trying to go away this summer without her. But
Yeah.
She's getting old. She's getting old. No, we haven't done anything. We haven't gone away or anything like that yet.
So how's your mental health, Gabby?
Honestly, I'm doing really well. I really am. I love being a mom. I love being a wife. I love being a law student. I think there's something so bittersweet though about knowing that this chapter's coming to an end. I didn't realize how emotional I'd feel about not being a student.
Oh, I'm gonna miss the people. I'm not gonna miss the work, but I'm gonna miss the people. That's
law school and just school in general. It's like a bubble.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, like push is coming to shove.
What's next?
What's next?
Yeah.
So I do have a job lined up, but I just want to make sure. Thanks. I just want to make sure that I'm ready. I have the skills. I can do this. So, and imposter syndrome, sometimes I feel like it's real. It's like, am I capable? And
You are.
I know I am, but it's hard to believe it sometimes.
I think also like sometimes you need to, it's easier said than done. Like you just have to believe in yourself and you're like, you know what, if it works, it works. If it does, like, like not apply like extra pressure on being perfect either, because it's just it's not realistic.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask like a little bit about mental health because I'm a big advocate about mental health and like just you guys with like having, you know, your babies, like already law school itself already affects your mental health. And then just having the baby on top of it, it probably is like all over the place. But you
Yeah.
guys handled it very well. Like when you guys are here, you guys are doing your work, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess it's like a
Yeah.
break from like the baby in a way. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like you time. You have like time management. You have to take up any opportunity of free time to study and do that. But going back to mental health, it's hard, you know.
Yeah.
For me, it was definitely hard. In the fall, I started feeling better and like more like myself. And I like had the time and the opportunity to start working out again and like having some time for me, and you know, things are good. I feel like kind of back to normal.
Do you guys have like you go to the gym, so like would you bring Ava to like sometimes gyms have like little daycares, right? Like,
Yeah, mine doesn't.
oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
have seen that before. But since I've been a mom, I haven't seen it.
They all left.
Yeah, like what happened to these
You'd be
places?
cool if Widener had like a little daycare here.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
drop your kid off.
Yeah.
Like then they'll be like teaching them how to case brief too. Like and literally like train them to be lawyers
Yeah.
from like a very young age. But that'd be cool. Like if you know, it'd be really, really cool, like if they had like an alumni thing and it's like you bring like your whole family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you get to like see each other like after, I think I was talking this with Outlaw, like after like 10 years, like you guys, like we all come back and like we bring our families and like you all like, how much we've all changed.
Yeah, like a real then and now.
Yes. Like a real like,
Gabby, was that you?
Gabby, you didn't look like that. No, you didn't. You look better.
But going back to mental health and like how you were saying going to the gym, I definitely think things like getting outside, taking a walk, the sun, people underestimate how much difference like fresh air in the sun makes.
yeah.
100%.
Working out, moving your body. I'm religious. I believe in Jesus. And so going to church and spiritually feeding my body and just taking care of yourself, like physically, mentally, emotionally, like there is such power in that.
So that's how you help, like, you know, going to church, is that how you kind of help with like your mental health? And is that like a strategy? Like I like to color a lot. Like
Yeah,
color and stuff.
absolutely.
Like anything mindfulness, something that like just off my phone, you know?
Yeah. The phone's bad.
Yeah. Like you go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
I can attest the spiritual. I love that because that's like this is crazy, but like if you ask God or whoever anybody believes in, and if you really, really want it, he's gonna give it to you. I feel that.
Yeah. Oh,
And he
I
showed it to me in many ways.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, I definitely believe that is like a huge thing. Like I look at my law school career and I'm like, the Lord has been too faithful that I just know I'm going to pass the bar and everything. Like I said, I'm going to get pregnant in August. Yes, I did. I'm going to have this baby after the semester. Yeah. And I'm not saying, yes, I did. Like, yes, the Lord did. Like, he did that for me. And he's been faithful. And, I just think things would be so hopeless for me if I didn't have like a God and a higher power to believe in, to look forward to. And I don't know, like I think in a time when people are struggling, I think people need that hope to cling to. And for me, that hope means everything.
That's very true. Because you know what's so funny? I don't want me to get into like spiritual, because I know obviously people here have different religions and stuff. But like I had friends who like were like law students, and they were atheist, let's say, which if you're atheist, whatever, you know, whatever floats your boat, right?
Sure.
But then once they start studying for the bar and stuff like that, you cannot believe that these people are now like literally citing Bible verses. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? So it's like, it's legit. Like, you know, like spirituality like really does help.
Absolutely.
And whatever spiritual thing you believe in, it helps.
Yeah,
Like,
people need a hope. They need,
you need
they
hope.
need that light to cling to. So, I mean, I've got a devotional. It's called 30 Days to Pass the Bar. Erica Firestone had one, and I bought it on Amazon. It was like $10. I haven't looked at it yet, but
is
I
it
don't
like
know.
Bible verses?
It's like
or
Bible
something?
verses, and it's like the last 30 days till you pass the bar exam. And it's just like, it's got a Bible verse of the day, and then it'll take you through, and it's like, you can do this. And it like checks in like, hey, are you moving your body, or how are you?
You should definitely post that on like the group me or something.
I'll share that.
Yeah, or share it. I think that's great. You know, even if like I don't know, like even
Whatever helps your mind.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
amazing.
great. I would have never thought of that. I feel like I'm just, winging it at this point and figuring it out.
No, I mean, I've got a plan to succeed, and my plan is Jesus Christ. So,
And then once you're done with your bar, you got to go thank him.
absolutely.
Wherever that is.
Yeah.
I would love to go to the Vatican. I would
Oh,
love to,
yeah. Beautiful.
I'm always ready to travel.
And Hazel
I'll have her passport soon.
You guys might want a different flight than me.
Which one are you taking? What's together?
I'm taking the PA bar. Are you guys doing PA bar?
I'm taking the PA.
Yeah.
Are you guys scared?
I have a year until I have.
Oh,
to
yeah,
start
Helene's like,
freaking
I
out.
ain't even gonna think about
I'm
that.
not thinking about it,
I'm
but I am.
scared.
But I am.
Yeah. I think it's like we've worked so hard.
Yeah.
3 years. And for you, 4?
Yeah.
That's a long time. And now it's all coming to one exam. So it's nerve-wracking, but I think I'm just going to commit to the plan. Yeah, I've got the MS bar prep.
Me too. I got the books. You know what I did when I got them? I hid them. Because I was like, I can't look at this right now. It's like
This big of a
Oh,
stack
yeah,
of books. I'm like,
yeah.
I can commit this to
it's a
memory.
heavy box.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe if I need to move my body, I'll just lift those.
Yeah.
But
Go one at a time.
I think it's nerve-wracking, but
We can do it.
we've risen to every occasion. And like I said, the Lord hasn't failed me yet. But I mean, we're just, you do what you've got to do, especially as moms. Like, I feel like I'm sacrificing. The bar prep program is 10 hours a day.
Oh yeah. How are you
And
gonna
so-
do it like now? Like have you guys thought about that already? Like when you study for the bar,
Mhm.
right? Like how are you gonna be able to take care of, your babies? Like
Yeah. So
you know?
I'm still leaning on my support system. My parents, especially my mom, does a bulk of it. She does 4 days a week. And
Wow.
so I'm just going to use all of my time, maximize it, study. When she goes to bed, my baby goes to bed around like 7:30.
Mhm.
And so that is a really like helpful time.
Yeah.
And she'll sleep for 12 hours.
Wow.
So that's really helpful for me to get some stuff done. But just time management,
Mhm.
come up with a plan and stick to it and commit.
And have like maybe like one day, like a week, right? Like or something where you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna spend these couple hours with Hazel or with
Mhm.
Ava, and
Yeah.
that can help you too.
Yeah, definitely. I'm starting the bar. So I think like Themis officially starts like May 20th or
Yes.
something like that. And I'm
starting
starting early.
earlier. Yeah.
And my goal is to start early enough that I can do it 5 days a week
Mhm.
rather than like 6 or 7,
Mm-hmm.
and do a little bit more on weekdays. So that way on weekends I can kind of be fully present, except like during naps, I might like review like flashcards or
Oh yeah.
something like that. But my goal is to study on weekdays.
Yeah.
So
Same thing with you, Helene. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna do like that.
Yeah. Just treat it like a full-time job.
Yeah, so you guys can spend time with your babies at
Mhm.
least, because like they're so young, and then like they say that they grow so fast.
Yeah,
Like you don't want
yeah.
to miss those moments either. It's like I guess it's like bittersweet, right? Because it's like you really want to work, you want to do well in the bar and you want to give it your all, but then it's like, but she's so cute. Like,
You don't
but
want to miss out any milestone.
no, maybe like
Yeah.
when you guys are studying, you can have her like on your lap. Like that's what I would do. Like I'm like, okay, you want to learn law?
Oh my gosh,
Let's
my
learn."
daughter would be like ripping the book, screaming,
Having color, like
yeah,
marker
ripping my
down.
hair.
smashing the keyboard.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
love keyboards.
They love keyboards.
Do they have like a lot of toys that like make noises and stuff? Is it like annoying?
My daughter doesn't like any, well, she does, but she isn't really into toys. She'd rather play with a remote.
Yeah.
What else?
She
Like
knows
cup-
how to use that iPhone though.
Yeah, she grabs my phone. I never put the TV on. I
Okay.
don't like TV for kids. So she's never really watched TV. She wouldn't want to. She's very active. Like she will never sit down.
When we were young, we just went outside.
Yes,
Yeah.
outside. Yep, my daughter loves being outside. So I got a
Wow.
play set for her. We're always outside. And she likes Tupperware.
Wow.
I'm
Ava
like,
can come organize my Tupperware.
destroy it.
I really wanted to be that like really chic mom, and I got all these wooden toys when I was pregnant, and I didn't want like any like thing that like lit up or did like the annoying sounds or whatever. And then for Christmas, my mom got Hazel this like train, and it lights up and she can like ride on it and do
Oh,
whatever. And
wow.
it's her favorite toy. And so I'm definitely going to be a plastic toy, lots of them type mom, because
You just want them happy.
she just
Or like
my
anything.
wooden toys don't cut it for her.
Or like anything that distracts them for a little bit, right? Is that like why a lot of parents, like, they have like the tablets for the kids because it's like, okay, leave me alone here and play with something,
Probably, yeah.
like,
Probably. We also, I don't even have cable. So like
okay.
we just don't watch TV very much in our
Mhm.
house. So I don't think Hazel would watch TV. So maybe as they get older, I think that there's a time and place for technology. She kind of grew up
Mhm.
with it. She'll work with it. So it's definitely something we'll incorporate. But at this age, she's just kind of running around, and maybe she'll learn to walk or something. She's got other things to focus on.
Like,
I get weirded out when I see kids like at the grocery store on a tablet. It just like rubs me the wrong way, but that's just me.
No.
I like don't like putting technology with, they're so young. Like, why is a 1-year-old up?
yeah, I
a
know.
tablet.
Yeah, with this generation, like us, like our generation, like we're more into, well, not way, but like you guys are more like let them play outside, not really much on the phones. Like you guys are more
Yeah.
like, because my aunt, she's like 33 and she just had her baby, and it's like no TV until she's 2 because it's like overstimulates her brain or something like
Yeah.
that. So I think that's great because you guys, like when we were younger, we would just go outside and it was so much fun.
Yeah, I think
know?
that it's just an interesting time because I grew up, I was a 90s kid. And
Mhm.
so growing up, I saw all the technology that we didn't have, like people were just starting to get cell phones and
Yeah.
flip phones. And I remember when the Razor came out.
Oh
and
my God,
stuff
the
like that.
Razor was the shit. that was the
But
best phone.
there wasn't an option for kids to have phones or their own tablets. We just didn't do that.
No.
We had a house phone. If you wanted to call, my
Yeah.
mom was going to pick up the phone and she knew who was calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Friends
call it?
used to call
Yeah, your
me.
friends are like, can I speak to so and so?
Can I speak to someone? Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah, so it's just because we've seen the technology evolve, but we also we had to go outside because what were you going to do?
Yeah.
So
And there's
I-
so much stuff on the internet that it's like they don't need to know all this yet. They'll
Mm-mm.
know it eventually. Like
yeah,
I remember when I was young, because my parents, they both worked a lot. So I obviously grew up watching TV, but I remember it was so weird. Like this is so random. Like I knew when the Big Comfy Couch was on. I don't know how. And I would do the clock. Did you guys used to watch that show? Like did not Lunette the Clown?
No, I
I
don't
don't
know
know
that.
Lynette, but I
I-
mean,
The Big
I
Comfy
watched
Couch, where you like she did the clown that did the
Yes.
clock. I used to do that.
Yeah.
I thought that was like fun.
We turned out fine.
Yeah,
we turned out
we
fine.
turned out fine. So yeah, I grew up watching TV, but I think it was less than what people do now.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I have even for my own self, even not just my baby, I have a time limit on my social media.
Oh wow.
And my iPhone setting, it just will remind me. I have it set that I can do 30 minutes of Facebook a day, and then
on your iPhone you could do that?
yeah,
That's amazing.
and I set that, and maybe that's a little small bar tip I'll throw in there, limit yourself, because
Yeah.
it'll pop up and it'll be time limit reached for the day, and then you can click below if you want to do 15 more minutes, ignore limit for the day, or 1 more minute or something.
So with social media, it's so funny. Do you guys as moms, do you guys feel like you have to be a little hesitant with what you post maybe because there are people who mom shame people, right? On
I'm
Or is it-
sure. Yeah.
or you guys I don't care.
I don't really
what,
care.
That's good.
I got rid of my Facebook because I just was spending too much time on it, and I don't want to be on my phone too much in front of my daughter. So I have an Instagram account and it's private.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's good because there's some people who are so brutal on even just in general even when I would go on Facebook even if let's say a mom has a way of wanting to raise her kid somebody will always be oh no, that's wrong.
Yeah, everyone has an opinion.
Everyone has an opinion.
Mhm.
I actually don't post my daughter on
Mhm.
social media,
Oh.
and I've chosen that for various different reasons, but
Mhm.
I'm so thankful that I grew up in the era before every bit of my life was documented.
Yeah.
If I want to see childhood photos, I flip through my mom's scrapbook.
Oh yes.
And
I still
my
have
parents,
those.
I'll sit there and I'll be look at me and my mom and my brother and my dad. And so that's what Hazel's gonna reflect on one day too. But I honestly think I feel a lot less going back to the mental health. I feel a lot less mom guilt or shame because I don't have people like, oh, did you do this with your kid? Like, I don't know. Like, I sometimes hear people are like, oh, I did this. And I'm like, I didn't even know that that was like a quote unquote mom thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't know much about kids before.
Me either. I was like, I should have taken a few classes.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother world.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Did you guys make like scrapbooks for them? Like,
I got her a book for her first year, and only the first month is filled out.
I have really good intentions that I'm going to document this.
I think it's so
But I
cute
haven't.
when they do like the books. Because when I was
yeah.
a baby, like my parents also did like the books.
Mhm.
And like when you're growing up, you don't care about it. But now that you're older, you're like, oh my God, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I would love to do that and find the time to do it. It's just finding that
it's
time.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to be that intentional. I don't even have the first month done. I don't have anything like that. But thankfully, because we do have like technology, like we always have a camera in our pocket. So I'm like, okay, when I do go back, I'll know when she started like, oh, I took a photo when she started rolling over. Like I'll be able to
Yeah.
time and date those things based off my camera roll.
That's a good thing about like technology now, where it's like, you know, at one sec, like if they do something like really cute, you could take a picture of it like right away. And like you can have it always available to you to like show it to everybody. Because I would be showing off my kids all day.
Yeah.
Like, look, you did this, you did this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always like, look, it's homemade.
Yes. Yeah, like I feel like I would like you guys are probably like just so happy now. Like I feel like since like, you know, you're in law school and you have the babies, it's like it adds like extra happiness
Yeah.
to
I feel
your
very
life.
fulfilled, and I wouldn't change anything.
That's great.
Yeah. I
That's
also
great.
don't feel that being a mom has held me back from anything.
More power to you at this
I
point.
have, yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm like, okay, I was pregnant during this hardest years of law school. I think
Yeah.
2L, like the classes are more intense.
Yeah.
I gave birth, I'm like, I can do it. And I remember I was interviewing for a job for post law school, and this firm said, you know, it's just us two attorneys. We really need more help. And to balance our workload, we've been working 90 hours a week. So we're trying to bring on a couple more attorneys. So we're not working so much, but we really need people to come in. And our workload is crazy. It's like 90 hours a week.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, I think that this is a great segue for me to kind of talk about my hopes and my ambitions. I said, I'm a brand new mom and I'm only seeking part-time employment. And I sold myself. I told them that I want to be a good employee, but I want to have the time to raise my daughter in the way that my husband and I see fit. And I'm looking for part-time work to accommodate that. And these people working 90 hours a week, I mean, I'm sure that it would have been the traditional, like what you think of like, yep, you're going to be married to this job. And I told them this, like right as he's telling me this. And, you know, I got a job offer from this firm, part-time. It was, I laid it out on the table and I told him exactly what I wanted. First interview. And I said, I only want to work 3 days a week. And I got an offer and they were willing to accommodate that. I didn't accept it. The firm I'm currently working at offered me a job and I'll be working there part-time. And I'm really excited about that. But I think it just shows that like when you tell people, hey, I am a mom, there's a lot of respect for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I feel like now, right, like, because obviously you guys have different priorities now with the babies and stuff, but like just like a regular little Giselle, like, you know, trying to get a job. And then I'm like, okay, so I don't have kids, don't have that responsibility. So yeah, I don't mind working 100 hours a week, right?
And I love that for you. Go make some money, girlfriend.
No, but you also as a woman, you're like, okay, I'm gonna have a family one day.
Yeah.
How is this going to work? How am I gonna still be active in my kid's life and still work? Do you see how women, we struggle with this because a man, he could work 100 hours a week, it's fine. But like a woman, it's different.
It is
You
different.
Yeah. I also feel like my generation, like the younger generation, like husbands and dads are doing more than their dads. Like my husband does so much. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's just a
men are more involved,
100%,
right?
Yes.
You know, where it's not like they just go to work and then come back and it's like, okay, where's my food?
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
feel
know?
like it's different. But
I really agree with that. My husband, He's like, okay, so like law school's like our priority. What does this week look like? We're planning ahead. And he's like, I'm going to hang out more Hazel time. I'm like, hey, this week I've got a midterm. He's like, more Hazel time for me. Like, he's all in.
And like, instead of him being like, and that's good because he like switches instead of like being negative or being like, okay, I have to take care of the baby. He's more like, oh no, I actually get to spend more time with my kid. This is actually great. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like it's a positive thing.
Yeah, choose your partner wisely.
Yeah, guys, that's the key.
That is key.
That is the key.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I've also thought about it, like, how am I gonna do it? Like, because I definitely want to do the big law, and they're like, if you want to do big law, you have to realize that you're gonna work a lot of hours. And right now, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But like, eventually, I have to think about it. If I want to have a family,
Yeah.
you have to think about how am I gonna do it? Okay, well, then I'm gonna have to work from home. But then is it gonna be the same from going in the office? You know, it's crazy.
There's a season for everything.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you'll be in a season where you're hustling and you are working hard. And then like I think I'm in a slower season. Maybe you are too. I don't know, but I'm in a slower season. And for me, it's more important that I'm home with my daughter. Sure, could I make more money if I worked full time? Of course. Could I make more money if I went to a big firm? Of course. But that's not where my values are. Like there's nothing more fulfilling than being a wife and a mother. And I've done it all. I've traveled, I have an education, I've had a career, I've done it. And there's nothing more fulfilling than coming home. And so my priorities are different. I work part-time, and that was a shift for me. It was really odd because I thought I was going to be big law and go slay, but you know, that's just not my story right now. And I'm really happy with where I am.
Yeah. And I feel like the key is like right now. Like I realized since being a mom, like there's so many different seasons of your life. Like maybe when your child is in school, then you can be working and, you know, devoting those hours to a firm. You know, it's just.
And you know what the good thing about they say like mindfulness of like living in like the present moment. That's so true, because why am I like obviously like I have the concerns of like how am I gonna be a mom and then work like these many hours, but it's like, you know what, I'm not there yet, so why am I worrying about it?
Yeah, don't worry.
And once I get to that point, I'll figure it out. Like you know, you'll figure it out. And you guys do really like maybe for example like Helene, maybe like since you didn't plan yours like Gabby, you just figured it out as it came.
Yeah, I was so happy. I was like, my daughter was a blessing. Planned by God. I always say that. And the best decision of my life. Like honestly, everything works out.
Yeah,
everything works out.
It
roll
does.
with the punches.
Yeah.
And same thing with you. Like it ended up working out. You thought like, okay, I'll have my daughter and then I'll still do big law. And then you're like, you know, maybe this is not what I want.
Maybe it's the hormones.
Yeah, maybe it's not what I want anymore.
Yeah, but no, there's just a season for everything. And like I said earlier, women just rise to the occasion. You're like, oh, I have this other priority, and I want to make sure that I'm honoring my priorities and stewarding them well and showing up in all of my roles well. And so you
give it your
just
all,
figure it
right?
out.
Yeah.
Give it your all.
You just figure it out.
You do.
I don't know. I feel like that's like people are like, hey, how do you know? Like, how did you anything about a kid? Wow. You just figure it out.
It's natural.
It is. Like people would always say,
yeah.
They say like no book really like prepares you to be a parent.
Oh,
like,
I would never read a book.
Yeah, no, we read enough books.
Yeah.
But like you figure it out as you go. And
honestly, you have your kid and you know exactly what they need. And
is it true like moms, like you guys are moms, like like you feel like this like sense of like when something's off with like your baby, like is it real?
Sick. Like I can just sense I'm like, oh, there's something wrong.
Well, that probably like you feel like extra like sad when
because my daughter gets cuddly. She like actually stops running around and she'll like cuddle. I'm like, oh no, she's getting sick.
And I'm gonna get sick too. Yeah. So like what would you guys give like advice for like moms that like, let's say like law students, I'm not trying to taint the water here, but like if they end up being a mother, or moms that are coming into like law school, what advice would you give?
You can do it. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. And Widener has the extended division program, which is awesome if you're a parent, a mom or dad, and if you're working full time. It allows you to have the ability to still be present in your family, you know, your kids' lives, and still get your JD.
And you guys Zoomed. I remember when we had professional responsibility. You guys were pregnant at the same time.
Yes. Yeah. My pregnancy.
And Lee was a saint. He literally, guys would zoom in. Like, we were
Yeah.
like, we don't even know. Gabby and Helene could be throwing up in the middle of class. And we don't even know.
I know.
But they're here.
Yeah. And it's like so crazy when you go through it. It's such a big part of your life. And then it's like, I don't know. I feel like I was never pregnant. I don't know. Time is just so bizarre.
Helene, I did not even know you were pregnant.
I was tiny.
She did not show.
My baby was tiny too. She was a little peanut.
Yeah, she was. But I think you were pregnant.
Oh man, I was
earlier.
big as a house. Yeah, yeah, there was a baby in there.
But you guys look great. Like, you
Thank
guys
you.
look really great. Because, like, you were pregnant before Helene, right? Were you guys, or were
No.
you
No, I
She
got
was
pregnant
first.
March of 22.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Gave
And then I
birth
was
December.
August.
I remember you were like, I'm expecting. I was like, oh my
I
God.
think Helene was the first person I told at
Yeah.
school because she was another mom, but I was like super early.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
early.
So I was like, I didn't want to like steal her thunder, but I was also like, she's another mom. I'm really excited.
You guys, like Helene will now, because Gabby, you're graduating, but like, you should like maybe like do like a club, like mom club.
Ugh, the thing is, like, no one would have time to go.
I know that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, you guys could you could do Zoom meetings. I don't know, like
it would be nice to
maybe
have like,
club, but like a support like
yeah,
system in a way where
Yeah.
like maybe you guys could like, you know,
Maybe a text chain.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're like,
group
you know
me.
what, today is not the good day.
sometimes you just have to complain, you know? Like, oh, my
Yeah.
kid woke up 3 times last night.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
sleep deprived.
Yeah. How was
Yeah,
your
gotta keep
daughter's
it short.
sleep? Like, I don't know how you went back so soon. I think you're amazing because I was struggling.
I had May to August off, and I'll be honest, I just have to give the credit to my husband because he does most of our like overnights. I always said, hey, I'm pumping milk, I'm making the baby's food. So, and he just would get up most of the time and feed her. So praise the
change
Lord
the
for that.
diapers.
But yeah, you get up and you got to feed him, change the diaper. And for the most part, he covers that. So now she's sleeping through the night, but in the beginning, you're just tired.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's like some great advice because babies just wake up in the beginning and you're just tired.
You're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
So you guys did not sleep the first couple months, right?
I did not sleep
So you guys
until she was like
slept
8 months.
like less than like what law students don't sleep.
Yeah.
Oh
My
God.
daughter was an awful sleeper. So she'd be like 4 months, like from 4 months to 8 months, she would sleep from 7:30 to 10:30 at night and then be up every 45 minutes until 7 a.m.
Oh my
It was,
gosh.
and I have a stepson, so my husband's been through this before, and he was like, "She is the worst sleeper." Thank you. Like, I know.
Oh my God. But now your baby sleeps 12 hours.
Yeah. And
Yep.
so does Ava,
And
right?
now, oh my God.
It's
it must
like,
be
ugh,
nuts.
game
I'm
changer.
jealous. I'm jealous of them. They're sleeping so much.
I know.
And then obviously, like, I feel like if they don't get their sleep, like, they're way more crankier than us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I try not to judge her because sometimes, you know, when I'm tired, I'm cranky too. And you know,
We
I
can
get
be cranky
hangry.
together.
We can be cranky together. So, but yeah, it's just, you know, time management. And I always try and be a little ahead of my homework because kids are unpredictable. Maybe she needs mama a little extra today. Maybe she's not feeling her best. There could just be any number of variables that I'm not trying to do my homework the day before it's due
yeah.
because then I'm setting myself up for failure.
That's true. And
That's
then
good advice.
you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I won't feel like doing it. Even as me, I'm like, I don't even want to do it anymore, but you still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more like advice you guys would offer? Like first time moms who are trying to, you know, they're in law school trying to figure it out.
Give yourself grace and like don't forget your goal, and you can do it.
And
Yeah.
cry if you need to, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I cry in the shower.
Yeah.
I cry in the pit. Trust me, there'll be a couple people there joining you too.
You'll get through it.
Yeah.
I just think about like there's so many moms that are working and so many dads that are working, and everyone does it. You can do it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is good advice or not, but I used to say this all the time. So I'm just gonna, I feel like crackheads have children and I am not. So if
You're
they
in a
can
good
have
mood.
children, I can do it too. That's
Mhm.
the
There
honest-
we go.
So
And some of them turn out fine. So you're
Yeah.
probably you're well.
but I would tell my husband that I'd be like, yeah, there's like people who like don't even like their children and their kids turn out okay. And we love our kids. So we're gonna do well.
Do you guys hope that like your daughters would be like a lawyer too? Or you guys are like, you know, whatever she wants to be. I don't know.
Whatever she wants to be. If she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, teacher, lawyer, supporter, no matter what.
That's good.
I think stay-at-home moms, that's a huge job that doesn't get enough credit.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not a stay-at-home. I'm not even a mom, but like, even when I'm doing chores or stuff like cleaning my apartment, I'm like, I could never do this.
Yeah.
But it's not because it's a lot of work. Even
Yeah.
just to clean your apartment, it's a lot of work.
I think homemaking is so noble. It's a sacrifice. Like, it's a sacrifice if you're going to go to work and be away from your baby and do that. But it's also a sacrifice if you stay home and then your family's like, okay, we're going to be a one income family
Mhm.
and you're sacrificing that. But there's something, so I've decided that Hazel, and sorry, Hazel, you're going to hear this one day, but she can do two things. She can be a mom, because I just think that being a stay-at-home mom and a homemaker is so noble,
Mhm.
or she can be a patent attorney.
Only two options.
Only two options. My husband's an engineer, so I thought that if she went and got her bachelor's in a STEM degree, then she could come to law school, and it's kind of the best of both worlds. So
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be that parent who's like, you will do XYZ. Now I'm here and you will do XYZ.
You know what? So, especially because you guys have girls, which maybe if you had like, one boy, one girl, it would probably be different. But like my parents, my dad, because I'm an only child, and I'm
Oh, I
obviously
forget you're an only child.
when-
Yeah, that's so cool.
it is, but now that you're older, you kind of wish you had like an older sibling, because like your
Mhm.
parents are not going to live forever, kind of
Mhm.
thing. But at least you have like a sibling to fall back on. But that means that your friendships, obviously, you value them more.
Mhm.
But like my dad, always was like, you know how like people would say like marry the CEO kind of thing, and like my dad would be like, no, you're gonna be the CEO. Like he basically taught me like not to rely on a man. Like,
Mhm.
is that something like you guys also want to like instill in your daughters, kind of like, you know what, girls, like, you know, if you want to be like the patent attorney, go for it. Like, reach for the stars, like, be that, I don't know, like a boss.
Honestly,
girl.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm the same way.
So
Yeah.
Wow.
this is gonna be controversial, but I
That's
just
what we're here for.
I think
Yeah.
that idea has just destroyed so many good
Mhm.
things. Like, it's
Mhm.
okay to rely on a man. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't have I intern as a law clerk,
Mhm.
but for years I've been financially dependent on my husband, and it's in every way dependent upon him. And having a husband that you can depend on, that's okay. Like, it's okay to have a support system. In fact, that's the way that things were designed to be, and that's a good thing. And
Like, you
it's
want
so
to
much
teach your
easier.
daughter that, like, that, it's okay to have, like, yes, do your own thing, but like, it's okay to also have somebody to fall back on as
Yes,
well.
have goals,
Yeah.
chase them. I mean, I'm here in law school, and
Yeah.
I'm doing, so of course I want her to do whatever her big goals are, but it's okay if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, and
Mhm.
if you want to have a husband who, takes care of things, and you want to be a homemaker. There is so much glory and
Yeah.
honor in that. It's
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, same
Mm.
here. We're a single family,
Mhm.
income, my husband. I depend on him. He supports me through law school.
Yeah.
And there are some really amazing men out there. And,
Mhm.
whoever my daughter grows up to be, I don't know, I just want her happy. She could be anything in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, as I have grown up and had a family, nothing is more important than your family
That's
Mhm.
very
and your
true.
support system. So
It's
that's all
like,
that
just be
matters.
happy. I think at the
Yeah,
end of the day is like, you just want your baby to be happy.
happy and
And you
healthy.
happy
And
too.
that's all that matters. Like
Yeah.
my husband and I the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, I had such a long day because we both commute. So I was like getting home at like 8 p.m. and I'm just so tired. And he was like, you know what? Our kids are healthy. Like life's good. And I was like, oh, so true. We're so lucky.
Yes, that's the blessing.
And then I went to bed in 10 minutes because I
But like, like you guys probably like, you think you see things differently now, right? Like
yes.
you're like, things that maybe I used to stress about, I don't even stress about it anymore. Like, this is not a big deal as like how it was maybe like for you guys like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't stress the little things.
Yeah.
And life is unpredictable and just go with it and you can do it. Just don't lose sight of your goal
Mhm.
and your dreams. And that's really it.
I used to have a high school principal, and he would say, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it.
100%. Yeah.
And
True.
I think it is like, oh man, this horrible incident, that incident probably only lasted a little bit. And then there's probably ramifications from that incident that last a long time, and how you adjust and how you pivot. That I think is going to be the real marker
Or like they also said, this is something I'm a very big overthinker, and I think law school is not helping me there. But like
It depends.
there you go. The lingo. They say like 80% of what you overthink ends up not happening. So like every time I don't know if it's true. I looked it up on Google and it says
Well, then it must be true.
yes, yeah. I told Dean Hussey if I was able to get like citation, like like sources from Google, and he was like, I think that's reliable. I was like, but when I overthink,
Yeah.
I remember and I'm like, you know what? More likely this is probably not gonna happen. So why am I stressing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that like especially with you guys, like moms, you guys probably overthink way more with like, oh no,
I was
she
thinking
has
she's
a
gonna get
cold.
hurt.
Yeah.
When
the
they're
worst.
little.
Ugh.
I mean, because I didn't know anything. So I'd be like, is this normal? Is this okay?
Or is it like a guessing game? Like if they're crying, like, are you hungry? Are your diaper? Like, like kind of like guessing like
Sometimes.
what it would be. Like,
Sure. But I don't know. You just figure it out. You do.
It's the most natural thing in the world. Is
Yeah.
having kids, having a family.
Yeah.
wow. So like, you guys obviously said that like Widener has been very like supportive.
Mhm.
And I've seen it and I'm an outsider, like especially with like you guys zooming in classes when you
Yeah.
guys
Very
read the
accommodating.
morning sickness. Like, I think that's great that the school does something like that, because sometimes, it's like you don't need that extra stress of like, okay, I can't miss, these 3 classes or else I'm not going to be able to take the exam, or like especially with like you're already pregnant, you're stressed. You don't need to have the pressure of like, especially you guys were commuting.
An
So,
hour.
like-
Each, both Helene and I,
Yeah.
we each have about an hour.
Oh my gosh. So like that just saved you time, stress, money because of gas too.
Yeah.
So I think that's great that the school's been like very supportive of you guys.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I wish we had like a little daycare where like, like we would like see like the kids.
I know. I would love to bring Ava here. I could never bring her on the car ride. She hates car rides, but it'd be so fun. She loves cars. Be in the pit. Yeah, she loves cars. She loves looking at cars. But yeah, the school and just taking off a semester and coming right back into it. And like, I know I emailed Dean Teplitz and she was like, okay, register for your classes. It's just like,
Yeah.
you feel supported.
No, that's really good. Especially you too. You were felt very supported as I feel like you probably got extra support because you did not take a break.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I have to also give a shout out to the security man, Don. So when I was pregnant,
He's a treasure.
he's honestly my favorite person at Widener.
I voted
When
for
I was
him.
pregnant, I did too. He opened the door for me every day while I was pregnant.
So sweet.
And like that's just like the little things. Like I remember like I'd be carrying this huge baby belly, and then like law school textbooks weigh so much.
Yeah.
And I would just look at the door and I'd be like, man, I really hope he's got, so I don't have to fumble to get my ID card. And like little things like that honestly do make a difference. So
Yeah. That's why I say I'm gonna miss the people. I'm not gonna miss the work. I'm gonna miss the people. And that we have like a really good staff here at Widener, very supportive. And I also love that like we also have like a lot of moms too. So like you guys also have that support system as well.
Yeah, there are a lot of parents that come to Widener, which is nice.
yeah, I don't think people realize that, but one of my best friends here at law school, her name's Rachel, and she's got 4 children, and she has 4. She has 4.
Wow.
So 2 are her stepsons, and they're in high school. They're a bit older, and she's got 2 that are in elementary school. And so it's neat to see like moms are doing law school at all different stages and ages and making it work. So that's just that's a bit of like advice. Like you're like if someone's listening and they're thinking, oh, well, they've got new babies. Well, my kids are in school or they're old enough to tell me they miss me, and that's hard. I know other friends and they're doing it and they're doing it well.
Yeah. So you guys use them as like inspo too in a way. Like like oh, they could do it, I could do it. Yes. That's great. Well, thank you so much for taking your time.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Out of like, we could be with your babies. You guys, I think this is great that you guys can give advice and see your point of view of like being a mom in law school. Cause like, you guys literally came to law school and had your babies. Your babies are lawyers. They're lawyers.
You know what's so funny? My daughter would always go crazy when I was pregnant, kicking me during con law.
Oh my
Every con law
God.
class, she would be going nuts, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, like, can anyone see?"
You have Tamina?
Yes.
Oh my God, you should tell him. Be
I
like,
know.
she is
I
your
don't know if it was
best.
that time of day, like
biggest
she was just
advocate.
active, or she just liked the lecture. I don't know.
She probably is
It's
like,
riveting for her.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably like, I don't agree with this. Or like, I agree with this. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you so much for having us.
No, thank you guys
This
for
was
being
fun.
here.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, and I hope you guys can like continue like, inspiring other women. Like, absolutely like your work, you could definitely tell, other law students like, hey, don't cry. I was a mom during law school and I did all of this.
I cried sometimes. It's okay.
Yeah, and you too, Helene, like now that you still have like a year left,
Yeah.
like if something like another law student is going through the same thing you went through, like you
Yeah.
could definitely, I could see you being like that support system.
Oh yeah.
So like thank you for being here and thank you for watching.
Widener University Commonwealth Law School is the Pennsylvania capital's only law school, with 3 specialized centers of legal scholarship through its Law and Government Institute, Environmental Law and Sustainability Center, and Business Advising Program. Widener Law Commonwealth offers an exceptional learning experience that is personal, practical, and professional. Visit commonwealthlaw.widener.edu for more information.